level. What we were able to create with Art of Homage was this global streetwear brand that gave Christians all over the world the ability to express themselves in culture and still be the freshest in the room. So we've been able to break down these barriers of race, culture, gender, and help build authentic community around faith and fashion. Christian culture is alive and well.
Las Vegas, join me, and some of you guys might be familiar with my boy Ruslan KD.
Las Vegas, join me for the Christian Influencers Convention happening July 26th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
We'll be doing a panel with some of the top influencers in the country, as well as a private, intimate meet and greet.
You can get tickets and more information by hitting the Eventbrite link below.
Don't miss this opportunity to come and hang out and spend some time with some of your favorite Christian influencers.
All in the beautiful city of Las Vegas. July 26th, I'll see you over there. Peace.
I'll see you there. What do you mean?
Ruslan.
Hustle. You have to hustle, put in the hard work. There's no excuses on the road to success. Even when you feel defeated, you gotta keep going. Pray. You have to pray for everything that you want and everything that you're thankful for. When it's not going the way that you want, you still gotta trust the process. Eat. After the hard work, it's time to celebrate and fellowship with the ones who believed in you. And if they didn't believe you, let's turn them into believers. Hustle, pray, eat. It's the brand that motivates.
Last thing I want to be is the Christian version of anything. They can have chillin'. You can't have the glow.
Hello? This is an automated voice messaging system. If you would like to attend a Smoke Festival, press 1. If not, please press 2.
I got Peter Pan type of hearts. Yeah. I got Peter Pan type of hearts. Yeah. I got Peter Pan type of hearts. Yeah. I got Peter Pan type of hearts.
Okay, big dog on the internet, not by word of mouth. Pissed off, dog, I sit a vent. I prefer to shout. This not what my mama meant when I heard her doubt. This not what my mama meant when I run her mouth.
Holy smoke! Let's go!
Yeah. Better than lemon, I'm ready to eat. I got an attitude up like easy. I had to blow up the lab like DD. I got a problem with friends, don't feed me. All of you boys low key wanna be me. Come on and give me, they running like CC. Come on and give me, they running like
Howdy, partner. All of my life they doubt me. Had one shot like Fauci, took it. All of my shows be crowded, book it. I like them nice and rowdy. All of my tribe around me. I got the fit from Wowie, how we get it to fit so nicely. Thank you. I'm on my tip like Spike Lee, do the right thing, off of my king. John got the kid like Tai Chi. Got out the boat all lightning. I found love in the storm like Kylie. From the boondocks like Riley. From the boondocks like Riley. Handle that pressure nicely. Diamonds shining, white and brightly. I'm in that studio nightly. Me and my demons fighting. Please do not get me lit. Open that script, give me enlightening. My crew ball like Caillou. My crew hot like Cayenne. We got tunnel vision. Rest in peace to Princess Diane.
Yeah. Better than lemon, I'm ready to eat. I got an attitude up like easy. I had to blow up the lab like DD. I got a problem with friends, don't feed me. All of you boys low key wanna be me. Come on and give me, they running like CC. Come on and give me, they running
Y'all know what it is. Woo!
Yes, sir.
Welcome to episode number 308. We in the building right now, man. About to make it happen for y'all on Rise Up Worldwide, man. I'm your host, your boy Joe Boss. Hit me up at Joe Boss Radio everywhere.
I should just be random with them.
You know what? I ain't even mad at it. I ain't even mad at it. I got my man, half amazing, half man, half DJ, half curator, half everything. DJ LNF. What's good, brother?
What's good? What's good, family? What's good? Feeling good, man.
Yeah. Also, we got a special guest in the building. My man RQTek, who be architecturing. That's a word. Some dope lyrics.
He said architecturally.
Architecturing. Listen, that's in the Boss Dictionary. All right.
Word.
You can go look that up. It might not be in the encyclopedia, but it's in the Bossopedia. All right.
As long as it's somewhere.
Right.
That's it. You know what I mean? We invent words over here. Because only a boss can invent words. You know what I mean?
There you go. I was waiting for it.
So listen, man, we got a lot that we're going to discuss on this episode. Obviously, we're going to talk about my man RQTek. He's got a new EP dropping this Friday, June 2nd. Happiness is Real.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Black Lives Matter, the actual organization, not the slogan. We're going to talk about them and how they're just not handling their money right. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate that the Black organization is not handling their money right. Like, y'all got to be that much of a stereotype, like, for real. Like, and listen, I got to be fair. Y'all know if they were part of the Wahite tribe and they weren't doing the right thing, I would give them the business. So I got to be fair. You know what I mean? Our Black organizations, if y'all not doing what y'all supposed to be doing, I'm going to give it to y'all double time because they expect y'all to mess up. So we got to hold y'all to the fire with even more accountability because what y'all do means more to us than it does anything else.
That's big facts, bro.
You know what I mean? Also, we cannot not discuss these NBA finals, particularly this series that just ended between the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat, which was phenomenal. Regardless of how you feel about either team, it was an amazing series. Big shout to the Celtics for fighting their way back from being down 3-0. Listen, I'm from New York.
I'm a Knicks fan.
I do not support the Celtics by any means, right? But I have to acknowledge good basketball when you see it being played.
Okay.
And I don't like the Celtics, but I will say I like Jason Tatum. I like Jason Tatum. I think he's a beast. I think he's up next. I really do. I really do. I think he's him.
Do I need to put the waiver up there for you? Do I need to put it up?
Yes.
Use the Joe Boston. That's nice, bro.
Listen, we can talk about Jason Tatum later. I got words for him. So
I bet you do. Listen. So we're gonna talk about that, but first, let's jump real quick into this Memorial Day weekend pass. Let's talk about what you guys did, man. LNF, how did you celebrate your Memorial Day weekend? If you celebrated,
you already know. I'm not a celebration person as far as holidays and stuff like that. To me, I think every day is a holiday, so I don't see no difference between them. So I mean, I didn't do much, man. We barbecued. My mother is down here now, so we got an extra person. So it's always excitement around here. But
this is mom-in-law or mother?
No, this is my mom.
Okay.
Don't do that. She might be watching. She might be watching now.
No, not in the sense that it's your mom, but I'm telling you from firsthand experience. It can get difficult with two queens in the same house.
Listen. We don't want to get too deep into my world and my life. But we just had my mother-in-law here.
When he said, "Listen,"
you know what I mean? We just had my mother-in-law here, and then my mom's came in right after. So,
okay,
praise God. That's the reason why we bought a house. so that we can be a blessing to others. You know what I mean? So
praise God for that.
We're able to do so, man. So yeah, we didn't do much. We played it real quiet, low key. You know me. We ain't gonna do much but eat and thank God for the day.
Amen for that. RQTek, how did you celebrate the holidays, sir?
Man, I was just busy. Like I wouldn't even say I celebrated it. It was more so just I had a lot of events that I had to do. A homeboy of mine, he has this organization called Underground Advocates, where we pretty much like throw concerts, game nights. What else? We do a fashion show Friday that I hosted, because I host events as well. So I hosted a fashion show Friday. Saturday we were at Pianos in the Lower East Side, where I performed and then hosted. And then Sunday we had like a mental health wellness panel that I hosted as well. And then yesterday was just I was watching some new Arnold Schwarzenegger TV show on Netflix. Yeah, it's not that good. You don't need to check it out. I don't even remember the name, bro.
No, is it like a gladiator show or like?
Nah, it's similar to the movie he did, True Lies. I don't know if you ever seen that.
Oh yeah.
It's similar to that. Like he's a spy, but his family don't know. But then he finds out his daughter is also in the same CIA, and they got to do a mission together. And it's supposed to be like a comedy, but it don't hit. It don't hit, bro. It don't hit.
He said it does not hit. Okay.
It was gonna be like a game show or something. Not a movie. Nah, I'm not trying.
I can't imagine him on a game show.
Imagine him on Family Feud.
Oh, my son is now
Mr. Hobby.
For 200.
Okay, Mr. Hobby.
Oh wow!
But overall, it was good. I didn't hit up any barbecues. A friend of mine did have a barbecue, but by the time I found out, it was like 5 p.m. yesterday, and it was in Jamaica, Queens, and I'm in Harlem, bro. I really didn't want to make that travel.
Yeah,
I can respect that.
Ain't no easy way to get over there.
Yeah.
Not from where you are. Yeah.
I can respect it, man. Listen.
Joe, what about you, man?
This weekend I didn't do a lot of celebrating. We actually started packing like heavily this weekend and cleaning, and we spent the weekend boxing things up quite a bit, you know. So that was my weekend. I'm a little sore right now. My arms hurt, my fingers hurt, and we're just getting started, you know. I will say that Sunday I went to church. I can't even remember what I did Saturday. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was just like kind of a blur right now.
And that must have been a long weekend.
Listen, the process of moving is the days do blend together. They do blend together, right? So big shout to my wife though. Her and my daughter went to see The Little Mermaid this weekend. So they went to see it and they said it was great, you know, so big shout to them for that.
Is it true that the dad is white? Like I heard Ariel's dad, even though Ariel black, I heard the dad is white.
He don't look black.
I didn't see it. I couldn't tell you.
Or maybe mixed.
I wasn't there, so I cannot confirm nor deny if the father of Ariel is white.
And I was like, why they keep doing this with the live action black princesses, man? They did the same thing with Brandy's Cinderella. Remember she had the black mama with the white daddy, married the Asian dude. It's like when Disney live action, when it comes to black people, I ain't no conspiracy theory. I'm just, it felt like they always try to make it diverse for everybody. You know,
You know, it's funny you should say that. I was listening to another show this morning, another radio show, and they were talking about how in South Carolina, they were doing an advertisement for Juneteenth.
Oh, I seen this. That's
in
crazy.
The advertisement for Juneteenth, it was white people.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, bro.
And it was like, wait, what? Like, don't get me wrong. Nothing wrong with them celebrating it also, but it kind of threw the message off.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and then like, you know, and I think the actor Amber Seals, I think that's her last name.
Okay.
Amber Seals.
Okay.
She is hilarious, and her response was hilarious. She was like, "Listen, for Black people, you do not have to be apologetic for celebrating Juneteenth because that is for you."
Yeah.
He said, "You don't see Christians running around with a ladle when it's time for their holiday. You don't see it happening. So you do not have to whitewash your holiday because it was for you." And they said, and then she went on. She went a little far, where she said that I thought was a little crazy. She said that, and yes, white people, you can celebrate Juneteenth as well because you were a part of it. You are. She said you are the what's the opposite of ancestors? You are the descendants of the slavers. I was like, whoa.
I mean, it's brash, but she not wrong. I
She's
seen
not
that
wrong.
clip, dude, and my thoughts on it was just, it's okay if you. I'm all about inclusion, of course.
Yeah.
I don't think the holiday should only be celebrated by Black people.
Right.
But the issue comes into play, bro, when you trying to make white people the face to market your Juneteenth event. That's where it's like, imagine having an Easter event and I don't know, you see a bunch of Buddhists or something like that. You know what I mean? Yo, come on down. We having Easter Sunday get together, and a bunch of Buddhist monks or something. Like it's not that they can't come, but it's like this is not the face of it.
To play advocate real quick. Play advocate real quick. I'm wondering. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Right. So I'm talking from naivete. Is it possible that they put white folks in there? Because if they put Black folks in there, somebody would say something about that. You know what I mean?
So the guys spoke about it because they questioned him, and he pretty much said
commercial.
He pretty much said he did it because this was his word. He was like, for so long we've been fighting for our seat at the table. So now that we're having like something like our own event, who are we to like not allow people to come into our realm or something like that? Okay. And it's like people had no problem with that, but the issue comes the issue comes into play though when you're trying to make it the face of it. You know what I mean? They included to the cookout. They're not the face of the cookout. You're not passing out flyers with their face on it. You know what I mean? That ain't how it works.
Yeah, that's true.
I need to see.
That's true. Like I would feel weird like if I went to the the sushi restaurant and there wasn't anyone Asian in there. I'd feel some kind of way. Like, are you sure this is the right place? Like,
bro,
you know what I mean? Like, I know. Listen, it's being honest with you. Like, when you think authenticity, right? You wouldn't walk into an Italian restaurant and see a bunch of Indian people working there. You know what I mean? You'd be like, wait, this might not be the right place. So you wouldn't walk into...
Some of the best Chinese food got Mexican folks in the back, man.
Bro,
I
see what you're saying.
I went to a spot in Philly once that it was a authentic Chinese cuisine restaurant. I walked in there, and first thing I see, there was a white woman who was a greeter. Then my waiter was white. And then in the back was just, a bunch of Hispanics. And I don't even think I saw any Asians in the whole establishment. And I was just like, how is this authentic? I was like, I hope an Asian own this or something.
Yeah. That's my favorite Thai place right now. White folks in the back cooking.
Listen, I think when it comes to Mexican, that's like in the US, I think that's like catch-all. Like they're culture's kitchen. So like you can't even count that. They're in every culture's kitchen. You're gonna see someone Mexican and Italian, soul food, Asian, everything. They have mastered the art of adapting to other cultures, and I respect them for it.
I don't think I've ever seen. I never had, because I'm East African. I don't think I've ever had East African food made by Mexicans, at least to my knowledge. If I did, I would blow my mind.
So when you say East African, where for those of us not as cultured, where exactly in East Africa are you from?
Sudan.
Sudan.
Yeah.
That would make you Sudanese, if that's the right way.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's literally right by like Ethiopia, Eritrea, where Nipsey was from.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the area. So that's, you said Sudan, Eritrea.
Yeah, like around
Ethiopia.
East Africa. You could always tell us because we always have like a slim frame, big forehead, like a pointier nose, higher cheekbones. So aesthetic wise, you can always point out like, oh, you East African? Where you from?
Got it.
Okay.
So you look Ethiopian, is what you're telling me.
And people would ask me, they'd be like, "You Ethiopian?" I'd be like, "Nah, but you close."
I wouldn't have went there. I wouldn't have went Ethiopian. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. I understand now. Okay. I have jokes, but I'm going to save them. You know what they used to say about Ethiopians being like starved and all of that. But
oh yeah, that was crazy back in the day. The stuff
right.
Used to say.
It was a reckless time, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said. That's why I said I'm going to save them, because
hey man, I love it.
So listen, let's talk about the music, man.
Yes.
You got the album coming out this week, man. Tell us about it, man. Tell us why did you come up with the name Happiness is Real?
Well, Happiness is Real is a sequel EP to my last project called Depression is Real. And with Depression is Real, it was almost like a glimpse of what the lowest, I guess the most depression I've ever been through, which was when the pandemic happened. You know, I put so much of my identity into my artistry that when the world shut down, and I was in the middle of tour when everything shut down. So I lost opportunities, I lost money, just as everybody did. And I was just forced to be home. And I wrote a song which is called Sofa Sessions, which kind of ties into that, which just means being uncomfortable in your typical place of comfort, right? When I'm at home, when you at home, typically at the long day, you relaxing, you comfortable. When you forced to be home, though, it feels different. And I kind of felt like regular people during that season of my life. And it felt like God was really telling me, you're more than just your artistry. You know what I mean? Like, God forbid, if something happened to me where I can't perform or I can't rap ever again in life, that doesn't mean that I don't still have a calling or, you know, still have a purpose. And I spent so long, you know, just being RQTek, thinking RQTek has a purpose, not realizing that Amir, which is my legal name, Amir has a purpose as well. You know what I mean? A bigger purpose. In fact, music is only a tool or an instrument for that purpose. So Happiness is Real kind of talks about more of the happier side while still pretty much is the pursuit of happiness. You know what I mean? Like there are highs and lows. You got to just keep pursuing for the happiness. You got to look to see what is, recognize it. Sometimes it's going to be rough. You're going to have to go through depression, but that's the key word. You're going through it. You're not staying there. You know what I mean? And that happiness is at the end of the tunnel. So it's just, you know, letting people know depression is real. Yeah, it's a fact. But happiness is real. That's a fact, you know? So.
Wow. That's great, man. That's great. I love the fact that you're really pushing out something that is positive, right? Because a lot of times it's so easy to focus on the negative side of things, right? And like you said, like you mentioned before, it's a follow-up to you said Happiness is Real. I forget what the other one was called.
Depression is Real.
Depression is Real.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's a lot of times as men, we'll acknowledge the pain in a way like I'm handling it, right? But when things are great, we'll be like, yo, I'm good. That's it. We won't really say like things are great right now, or we won't say that I'm in a great mood. We're like, yeah, I'm good. I'm chilling. You know what I mean? But sometimes you have to be intentional about acknowledging when you're in a good place. The same as you have to acknowledge when you're not. So the fact that you're pushing out, listen, happiness is real. I love it. I just want to say that.
And too, because like a lot of people don't. I'm good is probably the most used lie us as black men say all the time. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's almost, you know what it's like, bro? It's like when somebody texts you something funny and you put LOL. You're not really laughing out loud. You just feel it's a natural response. So when you say I'm good, they be like, yo, how you been, bro? Everything all right? I'm good, man. It's just like it's just a multitude of things.
Yeah, catch all.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And so like what really, I guess, fully inspired it, along with my journey of you know, depression and happiness, I had a conversation with my dad where I had asked him, I don't know how we got on the topic, but I had asked him, you know, now he's 64. I said, "Are you happy in life?" And he looked at me and said he hasn't been happy for like 40 years, maybe.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
And that was mainly because, like, and I'm 33. I'm about to be 34 on Sunday, June 4th. Jumping out season. And so it blew my mind because I was like, you've spent pretty much past my whole life unhappy. And he was like, there are happy moments, but it's always been, you know, working to take care of you, working to take care of family back home in Sudan. While he was with my mom, you know, trying to work and help with that. And then like the issues they had and when they got divorced, and then trying to pick up the pieces, trying to rebuild the business. So he was like, it was just such weight that he would carry on him that, you know, he has not been genuinely happy for 40 years. And when he said that, it broke my heart. And I was like, I don't want to be like that. Like, I don't want to spend, because 40 years is like maybe a little less or a little more than half the average lifespan. I don't want to spend half my life unhappy. You know what I mean?
Man, he spent 40 years in the wilderness.
Man.
Ooh, that's crazy. Listen, on that note, let's break it up. We come back, we can focus on that a little bit more because I feel like that's going to lead to a longer conversation. But I just want to get into some music. LNF, what do you have lined up for us, sir?
Yeah, we're going to get into a sofa session since we mentioned it a little earlier. So,
y'all know what it is, man. Rise Up Worldwide. Stay tuned. Stay blessed.
Depression is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now in this very room. You can see it when you go on social media. You can feel it when you go to work, when you hang out with your friends, or when you go to church. It is a feeling that if you let it, it will try to blind you from the truth.
These are my sofa sessions, and let me sit and learn my lesson. Reflecting on all of my blessings, I'm giving God all my attention. And level me up's in a session. I had to learn all of my essence, and I always used to be in second, but now I'ma move up in the section. And I don't believe in the destined, I just believe in the present. From the heartaches to the heartbreaks, I see that God gave me a weapon, and every day I see I'm testing. The hate is thrown in my direction. This is Young Thug in a nightgown. Who are you really addressing? And loving me is my profession, music being my expression. RQTek is the name, so you can feel free to hit me with the mention. COVID gave me my depression, so for my decompression, let me usher in the hook now, cause these are just all my confessions. Got me thinking out loud, can I really change the world like right now? Are you really rapping about what you about? Yeah, I know I make mistakes, am I allowed? Got me thinking out loud, can I really change the world like right now? Are you really rapping about what you about? Yeah, I know I make mistakes, am I allowed?
These are my sofa sessions, man, just to break the tension. In my mind I'm always guessing, can I really get to heaven? These are my sofa sessions, man, just to break the tension. My mind is just full of the questions, I'm 2 week 7. These are my sofa sessions. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Black people needed therapy, but that beat it open really scaring me. In my past cloud, we need the clarity. I put it in the music, feed the melody, and I seen the path it ends terribly. It's a scary movie, no parody. Round I go so merrily, my enemy is the enemy. Feel the pressure so heavily, me staying focused is a rarity. How you RQTek and you afraid to build? Her iron sharp as that's irony. God giving me the remedy, so I'm here looking at the recipe, and I stay living in my mind. This ain't past drama, this currently. Have I failed? Apparently. Will I come back? Primarily. Stop looking at others with jealousy, and what will I leave on my legacy? I learned in the streets like sesame, I was lusting for buzz like sesame. God know my heart and my mind, cause we only living here temporarily. Got me thinking out loud, can
Can I really change the world like right now? Are you really rapping about what you about? Yeah, and I'ma make mistakes, am I allowed? Got me thinking out loud. Can I really change the world like right now? Are you really rapping about what you about? Yeah, and I'ma make mistakes, am I allowed? These are my soul possessions, venting just to break the tension. In my mind, I'm always guessing, am I living in God's presence? These are my soul possessions, venting just to break the tension. My mind is so full of the questions. I'm not 2 week, 7. These are my soul possessions. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Obviously short.
Was hungry and starving. They watched me like Kevin and sat there laughing at me. They didn't give me no coupon, let alone hand out a seat. Had to stand on my feet. Stood tall, crowned up like a tree. They hope we quit, but we fought like a beat. You might laugh now, but we're laughing last. We made it out. They didn't believe. Was hungry and starving. They watched like Kevin and sat there laughing at me. They didn't give me no coupon, let alone hand out a seat. Had to stand on my feet. Stood tall, crowned up like a tree. They hope we quit, but we fought like a beat. You might laugh now, but we're laughing last. We made it out. They didn't believe. Was that cold? They didn't even give me a countdown. No hand up or nothing. Now they seen I'm lit, soon payday 6. Next stop on my door, they're knocking. Got guard myself from these roaches, rats, snakes. So I don't wanna be bit, can't breathe. They cause a disease and I can't use Robitussin. I can't hear no laughing. They're shocked how I whack the target. They look at me weird. It's all or nothing. Unlimited faith in the cartridge, I'm all in. Let's go. No stalling. The vision God's given to me, man's holding. Hold it tight, can't dash it like bowling. Mission impossible, still no aborting. I only survive cause of Jesus Christ. You had a star or martyr. Walking HS on my left when I step. Ain't just me and my brothers. Didn't have no cash, now I got that splash that wouldn't have dared in the past like Santa. Don't pre them old photos and tag man. It's done, we move on. If I see my bros and needed some food, you know I'm gonna give him food. He said he's my bro, we got bust on the drink. But he don't wanna pour me juice. You can go far if you roll your ones. Further if you roll in twos. Jordan ones, Jordan twos. Won't see me rocking them shoes. I was down and out. They done me like Kevin and sat there laughing at me. They thought I was drowning stress. My God parted the seas. Now I'm up, they ain't laughing with me. I don't really care, I do it like us. Dance like David out in the street. Was hungry and starving. They watched like Kevin and sat there laughing at me. They didn't give me no coupon, let alone hand out a seat. I had to stand on my feet. Stood tall, crowned up like a tree. They hope we quit, but we fought like a beat. You might laugh now, but we're laughing last. We made it out, they didn't believe. Was hungry and starving. They watched like Kevin and sat there laughing at me. They didn't give me no coupon, let alone hand out a seat. I had to stand on my feet. Stood tall, crowned up like a tree. They hope we quit, but we fought like a beat. You might laugh now, but we're laughing last. We made it out, they didn't believe. It's 6. You might laugh now, but we're laughing last. We made it out, they didn't believe. Was that cold? They didn't even give me a countdown. No hand up or nothing. Now they seen I'm literally payday 6 next top of my.
Let me see the ice, baby. Is that your feeling? Little committee, new gen, outside. Oh, it's outside.
Hey, bro, hey, man, let's go.
Hold it here.
I don't wanna.
Yeah. I like that joint.
Yo.
Both of the joints was fire. First off, that Sofa Sessions joint, man, bro, like
I love the Matrix, so that already get me in the beginning.
Yeah,
you know,
that's exactly it.
Man.
It was funny too because I ran the shout out to the bro Michael. When I ran the idea by him, I said, "Yo, I want you to be Morpheus." He was like, "Wait, what?" And it's literally like the same script with like minor tweaks to make it fit like the theme more, but. If you like play them like side by side and watch the scene where Neo first meets Morpheus and he's sitting down, it's that same dynamic. You know what I mean?
Bro.
That's one of my favorite movies, by the way. The first Matrix, 2, 3, and 4.
The first
2,
one.
3, and 4, they could go. The first one to me is complete enough.
he said they could go.
Especially the fourth one. Fourth one was garbage.
That was trash.
Do not speak blasphemy on thine Matrix. Okay. Let's not
listen. I'm with 2. I could rock with 2. I love 2.
I
I love
understood
all
2
of
and
them.
3. I understood 2 and 3, and I get the theme, but all I need is 1. The same way was like with Terminator is 1 and 2. I understand 3 and all the rest, but I only need 1 and 2.
I hear you. And you are entitled to your opinion. But The Matrix is one of the greatest series of movies ever.
Okay.
One of the best trilogies ever. It was one of the first ones where they dropped the second and the third in the same year. First time that was done. They changed the game on how people shooting shots with the bullet time shots, where they was doing all of that.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna give you one word: bullet time. Remember that from number 4? Did nobody know what that was called? They just called it the Matrix when you did all of this.
Nah, I give you that. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They changed the game, right? But when you change the game, it's really hard to follow up with another game changer. You just got to kind of stay in the lane, and they stayed in their lane. You know what I mean? They stayed in their lane, and they didn't try to be like any other movie. They didn't try to, take it from one thing to another. They stayed true to Matrix. Even the quote unquote reboot.
The
4,
trash, bro.
I don't think it was trash. I do think they should have brought back Lawrence Fishburne. I do think they should have brought him back. I think that was trash. You know what I mean? And then I think that it was a lot of things they introduced in one movie that might have been too much. But I still think it was overall. I still give it a B+.
The trilogy, you mean?
No. The
series?
The fourth movie.
No, I couldn't get into it. I'll be so honest with you. I think the Matrix series, I'll give you the series, is one of the most influential series of films of all time.
Yes.
When it comes to Keanu Reeves, I personally think the John Wick movies are a better 4 set movies. It's more cohesive. To me, it's a tighter script.
Oh, you're talking about the 4? Yeah.
I mean, it's different. You know what I mean? It's one is a movie about being an assassin. Another movie is about being inside a computer as basically a playable character in a computer, right? And instead of being the regular character, they had the code. The AB up down left right select start. That's what they had.
He's talking about movie making. He talking about films.
Yeah,
films like you got to be cohesive and tell a story. And
again, different directors
did that. The Matrix, the 4th one, bro, they went off and did their own thing. It didn't even. It
was the same director. It was half of the twins.
Yeah. But
I mean,
they didn't even want to come back.
I hear you.
So
I think they didn't do a great job on the reboot, but I appreciated it. So now let's,
that's gonna be a whole nother conversation. So.
John Wick, that's a whole nother. You know what I mean? Like, you can't compare John Wick to the Matrix. Like, you got to compare John Wick to another. You got to compare John Wick to like Jason Bourne. You know what I mean? Like
I would have said Equalizer.
Even okay, I feel you on that. I can see that, but again, we're talking about trained assassins. Bourne Identity, John Wick. You know what I mean? So
I know what you mean, bro.
Those are 2 movies I would compare. Like,
but
you
the
can't
first one,
compare the Matrix to anything.
The first one, nonetheless, is one of my favorite movies of like all time, just off concept and just like how it's executed. From like the whole fact of there's a lot of movies that inspired me to be a better rapper, and The Matrix is one of those, because the whole concept of once he had to learn and understand that he had the power to be the one within him. Once he fully believed that and embraced this calling of being the one, that's when he was able to really murk all the agents and not have to worry or live in fear about. Because remember, he had the power, but he was running in fear of being shot or being, offed by them. Mm-hmm. So that's definitely one of my favorite movies. And they're all random movies that be my favorite. It'd be like that Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire, Toy Story 4.
Low-key.
We're going to end up having to do a part 2 of this interview because I feel like we're gonna this movie debate can go a whole episode by itself.
It could be.
You know what I mean? And we were just talking about movies and DC and Marvel just before the show started. So yeah, this could definitely go another direction. But anyway, back to the music. Sofa Sessions is dope. And that song that you played after, I can't think of what it was called.
Yeah, 6, 7, 8, and 8.
That's hard.
Howler, yeah.
Yo, to me, I was looking at that. I'm like, wait, are these dudes like English Crips? Like, I couldn't tell what was going on because I seen my man throw up the sign.
And I was man.
Yeah. Some of them, I don't know. Some of them, I don't know. Maybe that was Christ.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it's effective evangelism. That's
right.
what
Exactly. It actually pulled it off of a secular site. That joint was posted on a secular site, so it's basically like a what's the World Star Hip Hop for us?
Yeah, World Star
over there. Yeah.
Oh, it's their version of World Star. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yep. I wonder what's it called? I
gotta look it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. But anyway, let's get back into my man RQTek. So we got the EP coming out. How many tracks are going to be a part of this one?
This one is 7 tracks.
7. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now I got a chance to hear a few of them, man, and I will say, definitely my favorite one. Actually, it's hard to say I got a favorite one because they all fire. But the one I want to talk about is A Lot of Cap.
Okay.
Right. Talk about that track because you was saying something on this one, bro.
So A Lot of Cap is, for those who might be listening and don't know, cap is slang for like lying. And I pretty much touch on the fact of, a lot of rappers, even to this day, they be capping about their lifestyle, saying that they're doing things or about a certain lifestyle that they're not really a part of. And that song is actually very personal to a degree. It's a testimony because the first verse is me talking about when I first started rapping. You know what I mean? I was trying to mimic what I was seeing on TV. Like one of the most, influential albums at that time for me was Get Rich or Die Trying. So I was trying, even though I was never a gangster. I ain't never shot nobody. I was never promiscuous or nothing like that at that age. So it was like I was trying to portray something I wasn't because I thought that was what it was to be like a respected and cool rapper. So me and my best friend, we called ourselves GUO, which was Gangsters Under Oath, because we was trying to sound like G Unit. I always thought that was a cool name and everything. But yeah, it's just acknowledging that even in the process, in the search for happiness, you don't gotta lie. Just be yourself. Like there's so much God has blessed me with, and doors that God has blessed me with since I've just fully been myself. You know what I mean? Like I would think stories are small or simple, and people will relate and connect with it, and I'd be like, "Wow, you went through that." You know what I mean? So it's just it's a fun track. It's kind of poking fun at a lot of rappers who be lying in their records, and when they lying. But it's also, an opportunity to be like, yo, come over here, come rock with God, come rock with Jesus, man. Yo, he'll help you figure your value out, bro. You ain't gotta be capping.
Yeah, when I was listening to it, I was like, I'm kind of getting like imposter syndrome vibes from like the lyrics. You know what I mean? Probably I think more like the second verse. I think it was the second verse. So is that something that, because I don't know if it's just with these EP series, but are you talking about like emotional intelligence a lot in your art, or is this just the topic that you're gravitating to now?
More so now. I mean, I might still continue with it. I try not to just limit myself. But right now, this is where I'm at. You know what I mean? I try to make anything I create, I want it to be reflective of where I'm currently at. And when I dropped the Depression is Real EP, I was pretty depressed. I'm dropping the Happiness is Real album, and I'm happy, way happier now, and I'm still in the pursuit for even more happiness as well. So that's why it's like I'm in brighter spirits. So I wanted the same, like the music to reflect that journey. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be a trilogy. I got a third one coming out. The third one that'll complete the trilogy will be the album.
There we go.
Nice.
There we go.
Nice. That's dope.
I was gonna ask.
That's dope. So I can't skip over this. You said it was called GUO. What was that? I can't like I couldn't skip past that. It was just it stood out to me too much.
Me and my best friend Chris. Shout out to Chris. He's on the other record. I think I sent it to y'all called What You Going Through?
Yeah.
But me and him used to have a rap group called GUO, and he was C Money with the most common rap name, and I was Decap. It's still for decapitate, because I was like, yo, I'm killing them on the track and I'm murdering these dudes, and yeah, I did none of that.
Listen, I hear you. I had my days when I was boss player, and it was the same thing.
Yeah.
Doing none of that, but at the same time, that's what you rapped about, because that's what was rammed into your ears.
Yeah.
So I get it. So Gangsters Under Oath. Now, y'all wasn't snitching, was y'all?
Nah, we wasn't snitching. We wasn't gangster. We wasn't nothing. We was just. It just sounded cool to us. And then, like, when we got older, we realized, like, wait, Gangsters Under Oath? That sounded like we in court about to tell.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Gangsters Under Oath, like, y'all was rapping about, you know what I mean? About your court
it was
date.
him over there. I shot him in the...
He did it. Him.
I think we was in middle school. This was like 2003, 2004. I think I was like, I had to have been like 12 or something like that, like 13. You know what I mean?
I got you. Listen, when you're young, everybody does things like that, where you make decisions and rap names based on, based on what you hear. When I was that young, we had a group called Newsome Ninjas, but it wasn't ninjas.
Oh,
gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what was being pushed. You know what I mean? Like, now mind you, I was born in 81. So the early 90s was NWA, Tupac, Biggie Smalls. You know what I'm saying? Like, the N-word was becoming very popular.
Yeah.
So
gangster rap, yeah.
You know what I mean? Gangster rap. You know what I'm saying? Gin and Juice was like, you know what I mean? Like, I grew up on that. So for me, Newsome in we thought we was doing something. I remember my man drew a poster that I had on my wall, and it was just like, I had that on my wall for years, and then like, only reason I got rid of it at the time wasn't because I was convicted, was because at that time, the quality of things, they just deteriorate after a while. And that's the only reason I got rid of it. Now here I am, much older, realizing like, man, that was pretty crazy for me to, for us to call ourselves something like that.
Yeah. It got to be a balance, bro. I literally went from GUO, Gangsters Under Oath, to then when me and my boy got saved. And then the church we was at, we met a couple other homies. Then we formed a group, and we was called Christ Out. And so we went from talking about some gangster nonsense to now just being like overly like Jesus-y in our music, where like we was broke teenagers, so we didn't have money for beats, so we was just flipping industry beats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At that time, which I look back on it now, I'm like, it was good for that era. I was like, but it was I'm glad, and it comes with growth. You have to be authentic, to yourself as well. I went from talking about gangster stuff to then talking about Jesus, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's like, I was just saying, you need Jesus, you need Jesus. I wasn't necessarily sharing why you need Jesus from a personal standpoint.
You understood that they needed it, but you didn't understand why.
Yeah.
How old was this transition? How old you were at this time?
This was like somewhere like 16 to 18 at this time. So like, once I hit around like early 20s was really when I found like that beautiful merger of like talking about my life and being honest with it, because God is a big part of my life. He's a big part of every decision I make. So in any record I drop, whether it be about love, my past, depression, you gonna hear God in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you gonna feel God in it. Even about heartbreak, my last album that I did, full album, was called Can't Be Loved. And, you know, there was a couple songs where I talked about how, you know, I didn't treat the girl who I was in a relationship with proper. You know, I ended up, to be polite, let's just say entertaining things I should not have as a man who's in a relationship. And I acknowledged it. I, you know, recognized the flaws in it. But even within like records like that, you know, it's still, I spoke about how it drew me closer to God and understand like God even more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I got you. So listen, we getting near the second hour. Let's jump into some music real quick, and then we'll come back and wrap up this interview with the homie RQTek. LNF, who you got lined up for, sir?
Perfect segue. We're gonna get into love right now, man.
Let's do it, man. Rise Up Worldwide. Y'all know how we do, man. Listen, jump in the comments if you feel some kind of way about what we're saying, good, bad, or indifferent. And make sure you share this on your timeline. It doesn't cost you anything, but I'm telling you right now, it most assuredly means the world to us. So like, subscribe, share at Rise Up Worldwide, man. We appreciate you. Stay tuned and stay blessed.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Living our value, oh, you living yours. I know that it's hard, don't settle for Paul, cause we going far. Hey, we all have a value, but all we living it out. And what does my value? I'm about to break it down. Who am I kidding? Why am I living? I live a life that's full of sinning, and I can feel the devil grinning. I never had this feeling winning. What is my purpose? Why is it making me nervous? And why do I feel like I'm learning? And why does it feel like a service? I wanna be living it every day, showing my value in any way. Don't care about what the people say, cause I'm about to rise like beginning days. God is love and I'm knowing that, but what if I never feel love back? Left my side like a heart attack. God please give me that love back. L.O.V.E, what does it mean? L.O.V.E, living our value every day, yeah. Life is getting hard, you can see these scars, so I gotta put this pain in these bars just so you can see that I'm living my value every day, 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 living my value every day. We winning, no. Been through a lot and I'm about to show. Walk through and thrown at a dose. Seen a tsunami run with the flow. Last dragon, how I up and glowed. Hold the bandwagon, how I make me slow like a past savage. I'ma get you mo like a bad mattress, no sleep for show. Making bread, but I'm paying rent. Build the just like I got a vent. I acknowledge, man. Life is a card game, pulling scams. I'm beefing my life like I'm eating ham. Energy, how I'm holding it down. Going around, changing the town. Using my sound, making these rounds. Wearing the crown, the wise and my pennies. Never see me focus on clowns. When you are living your value, they gon' try to devalue. When you are living your value, don't let them devalue you. When you are living your value, they gon' try to devalue. When you are living your value, don't let them devalue you. When you are living your value, they gon' try to devalue. When you are living your value, don't let them devalue you. When you are living your value, they gon' try to devalue. When you are living your value, don't let them devalue you. L.O.V.E, what does it mean? L.O.V.E, living our value every day, yeah. Life is getting hard, you can see these scars, so I gotta put this pain in these bars just so you can see that I'm living my value every day, 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 living my value every day. Song about nothing. This 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 song.
See like on the beat.
Order like a drive-through. I want to mirror you. Order everything I do. Ignore every plan without you. Order mine. Every tiptoe, every step I take, every plan I make. This is highest stakes. Only Most High I need by my side. His word I abide. I seek His face. Order my left, right. When I don't act right. When I don't pray right. I'm trying to stay right. I am the clay, right? You are the potter, my father, my Abba. Catch me when I go astray. You know it's best and you give me that rest because I know that you know the way. This is the way. I'm trying to show them, but you gotta show me how to live holy. I mean set apart, not like the old me. Order my steps in your word, order my tongue in your word, guide my feet in your word, wash my heart in your word, show me how to walk in your word. Yeah.
Yeah, though I walk through the valley, it's shadow with death. Shadow with death. Yeah. I know that you got my right and you got my left. You got my left. Yeah. I got no worries or fears, cause you know what's next. I be depending on you to order my steps. 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 Protect my right. Protect my left. Order my steps. Order my steps.
I've been gone, but I'm back. Trust God where I lack. Faith walking ass. Facts. I let the sun shine on my situation, cause God greater. He faithful and I know I'm just trying to live a life I could show. Sometime I get it straight up on the nail. Other times I try to hit, miss, and blow it. I don't go looking for sympathy. Hit my knees, ask God, please strengthen me. Stretch my body out, I gotta calm down. Remember, He equipping me. I got the victory even when it's dark, can't see. I know God doing great things. Never leave or forsake me when the life trials overtake me. When I'm cut, I bleed. When I hurt, I grieve. Then I hit my people up so they can pray and intercede. I take the good and the bad, highs and the lows, ebbs, flows. Whether you built on the sand or the rock, the storm coming in both palms.
Yeah, I walk through the valley, it's shadow with death. Shadow with death. Yeah. I know that you got my right and you got my left. You got my left. Yeah. I got no worries or fears, cause you know what's next. I be depending on you to order my steps. 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 Protect my right. Protect my left. Order my steps. Order my steps.
Order my steps.
Order my steps.
Yeah, listen.
That's that one, man.
LNF, you over here killing the playlist, bro.
Thanks,
I
bro.
gotta give it to you, bro. You over here making that thing pop, bro.
Praise God.
Woo. So listen, man. Let's jump right into it, man. This EP coming out this week, man. It's looking like it's gonna be something to hit them hard, bro. Like
man.
You know what I mean? Like this at the rate with these lyrics, bro. We might see you in line for something at the KCAs. How you feel about that?
Hey man, let me know. Look, I would love the opportunity. Shout out to Marcus. He actually put us together to do the one of the ciphers,
right? Yeah.
And you know, I've been blessed to grow a relationship with those brothers right there. That we even did it at Conquest's album release. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and now we even like planning ahead. Like, yo, we should do like a concert together. Like, just have that same energy. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would love the opportunity to do it. You know, God willing, if things work out, if things open up, we'd love to do it. I really feel like this music is gonna be one of them ones. You know, every rapper say that, yo, it's one of them ones. You know what I mean?
Listen,
where is the project dropping?
It's gonna be dropped everywhere, all like streaming and download platforms. I always tell people and encourage, even like when I'm hosting events, I'll be like, yo, if you like the music and you support the music, buy it and stream it. You know what I mean? Like, an album is what, $10. An EP is like $5. That's $5 is what, 2 bowls of Chipotle.
Right. Yeah.
1 bowl.
Not even one.
You know, and that's why I'm just like, you know, as artists, we put our all into like what we do, what we create. You know, on this project, I produced all of these records. I wrote all these lyrics. I sent it to my boy to like mix and master it because I don't got the patience for that. But yeah, I'm really excited, and even with like the rollout and everything, like majority of it, I've been doing firsthand, along with every Friday since January 2022. So like a year and a half now, I've been dropping freestyles every Friday on my social media. So it's like,
wow.
Yeah, so it's like I've already gave y'all a lot of free music with these
For
a
sure.
lot of free verses and everything, you know.
Man, that's what's up, bro. Like that's really hitting them hard and giving them some music, man. That's whew, that's what's up. Now I did not know that you were producing the music as well. That adds a whole nother layer to what you're doing. So like you do all the recording and everything in your I guess home studio, or do you have like a separate location for your studio?
It would be like either or. Like if I'm able to be around like a studio, I'll like record in there. If not, I definitely do the in-home studio setup. If I'm in the crib, I'm recording like late nights. Like luckily I live in Harlem where they be noisy as well.
Right.
So they don't want me being, because like I'll think of something and I'm like, yo, I want to do this right now. Like I don't want to lose that idea.
Yeah.
I'm very like an in the moment person. So like, especially if I'm making a beat and I'm thinking of something already, so I'm writing it and I'm already having how I want to flow it. I'm like, nah, I gotta let this out now.
So are you at the point where you're selling beats, or are you just kind of?
Yeah, I am. I haven't openly, I guess, promoted it, but I have a lot of inquiries from people, tapped in with me. But yeah, I've finally finished up a beat tape just for people to hear and check out to tap in. So yeah, that'll probably be out sometime this summer as well too.
That's what's up. And the reason I'm asking is because I do know another artist. I know you probably know K Drama.
Yeah,
he is a rapper and a producer as well. He said by far producing pays way more bills than him as a rapper ever did. And I said, okay, I respect it. He was like, it's gotten to the point now where him rapping on the track is more just a labor of love than it is him trying to be an artist, because the production side of it is just so much more lucrative, and I can respect that. So, I'm just throwing you a gem that
I'm receiving the gem, brother.
you know what I mean? That may be able to move you from East Harlem to Long Island, 'Cause I know properties in Long Island for sale that you might be interested in. So,
Hey man, look, you plug apparently.
Joe said we need to sell this house now. We need.
Listen,
it's gonna happen, Joe. Holy Spirit is gonna happen.
Praise the Lord, from your lips to God's ear. Hallelujah. We receive it. Yes, Lord. We receive it.
Now stop there. Okay, let's stop there.
He said now stop
before
there.
we go further.
I'll just.
I'm gonna sip on some. We don't want to go into the name it and claim it side. We
Yeah.
don't go that far. Oh man,
I have so many more comments, but I'll reserve them.
let me ask this, RQTek. Do you have a BeatStars?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Like once I wanted to get together a good collection of joints first before I did that. Like now I do pretty diverse, like from R&B records to like boom bap records to trap records to melodic records. Even like some like I guess 80s feeling kind of records, like more pop sound. And even with like so I'm working with an artist as well where we kind of wrote a almost like a very 80s synthesizer feel type of record. After like having combos with the team, I was like, yeah, it probably doesn't fit me or my brand, but I think it'd be dope like for somebody else as well. So, I'm trying to continue to push my boundaries. Like I'm literally writing every day. Like, even when I'm at a point now where I no longer rely on inspiration to write. It's just like it's memory muscle. The same way you trying to make the NBA, you trying to make the league, you outside all day just shooting them free throws, working on your left hand, right hand, trying to get that layup in, working on your dribbles, even when you don't want to do it. To me, it's the same with music. You know what I mean?
Wow.
For me to be a better writer, I can't rely on just being inspired, because there's going to be more times I'm uninspired than inspired. So I got to still exercise that muscle. So that way, when I am inspired, it's going to be even more crazy. And for me, the freestyles every Friday has helped that.
That's good.
Is there anybody that you look at to kind of shape your pen?
Oh man, Nas is probably my favorite rapper of all time. His song "One Mic" made me want to be a rapper. But even just like how he story tells, from songs like "Rewind," where he's telling the story backwards, to songs like "I Gave You Power," where he's telling the drug dealer's life from the perspective of his gun. All of that is like unique, and I appreciate that. I'll probably say like Nas. Yeah, probably just Nas. Like my top would be Nas. If we talking like cats nowadays, of course you got the Kendricks, Coles. Trying to think who else. Who else do I listen to? Mick Jenkins is cool. No Big Deal is fire as well. Shout out to the homie. I did a show with him maybe a couple years ago. That's where I first met him and got put on him. His pen game is crazy as well.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of cats, you know what I mean? Conquest, like I appreciate the fact that he made his album a Radical Interruption, the motion picture.
Yeah. Yeah, I was at the album release and I saw you guys perform there too. Like, yo, you and your peoples definitely killed it.
Thank you, man.
Like y'all really set the show off. Like probably one of the best performances of the night was when y'all were up there together. You know what I mean? I was like, that was the first time I got to see you perform live.
Yeah.
In recently, I should say.
Yeah.
And y'all definitely was like, it wasn't like you just came out there and just rapped your lyrics. Like you could tell y'all put time into this.
Yeah.
And it was definitely dope.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I'm that kind of dude. I'm practicing in my house. Like I got the mic stand, the mirror in front of me. I'm practicing like the movement ticks and how I want to move on certain records, and I'll try them out at shows. And if I see it work, I'm gonna try to build upon it even more. You know what I mean? Like I really try to put my all into everything I do, not only the creation of the music, but the live show, because I want it to be an experience. I've been to so many shows with people was rapping over their vocals or not really giving a, you know what I mean? And it's just I can't. Like I'm like, if you pay any amount of ticket to see me perform, I want you to have this experience that you're not gonna that you can't get just by listening to the music. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna look you in your eye in certain records and rap, and you know what I mean?
You hear that, Rihanna? You hear that?
Bro, I actually got a shirt, like one of my merch. Like this is one of them that's Sofa Sessions in a definition, but I also got a shirt that said, wait, I think I have it on actually. It says "Stop rapping over your vocals."
Yo, I saw that at the concert.
Yeah. Stop rapping over your vocals.
You had that shirt on, I believe, at the album release.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, as somebody that was like a hobby rapper, you know what I mean, like myself.
Mm-hmm.
I used to rap over my vocals.
Yeah.
And I was like, I felt some kind of way. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to battle RQTek if I get back in the game.
It's always a good conversation starter. Like I'll be at shows if I perform with that, and cats will ask me, they be like, nah, but I can still do a good performance with it. I was like, I'm sure you can, but it's not gonna be the same type of like experience that I'm gonna bring to the stage, because every word you're hearing is my voice literally. Besides the hook for the backing vocals and stuff, my main vocals are not on there. So you hearing my voice. So when you hear like a fast flow or something, that's me in that moment. That's my breath control. That's all of that stuff. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
Too comfortable with rapping over their vocals. Like I get it when it comes to like grand stages. You know what I mean? Like because it can be hard sometimes if the in-ears don't work or something like that. That I can get that. But as long as I can, if I'm able to, I always plan to rap without my vocals. Yeah.
I respect it.
Maybe I'm a purist. I don't know.
Listen, I gotta defend it though, because as somebody who used to perform in different venues, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you, I started doing it when I would have to perform at churches that really didn't have a sound system.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, I remember performing at a church one time, and the only sound system they had was a mic and a boom box. And the guy literally had to hold the microphone up to the boom box to play my CD. And I was like, okay. And from that point on, I said, I'm gonna have the lyrics on here just in case. Because it just did not work out. But, I also now have learned that you have to be selective on where you perform as well. Because if they don't have the proper equipment to even make it sound decently, if they can't afford you to bring your own or whatever, you might not want to do that show there.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah,
it's kind of give and take. You know what I mean? But now, mind you, this was 10 years ago, easily, when this was going on. So times have changed significantly since then.
And talking about shows, don't you have an album listening party tomorrow or something?
Yeah, that's gonna be tomorrow in the South Bronx.
What are you preparing for? What can people expect to see
at the listening party? You're gonna hear the records. It's gonna be a Q&A, and it's not fully confirmed yet. I'm still waiting for them to reply back, but it'll also be some, hopefully, if they hit me back, mental health advocates as well, like people who is in like therapy, who's also of the faith. You know what I mean? Like, so that way people can just have an outlet as well there. Like people who they can feel comfortable with them, be like, oh snap, you a believer as well? And there's like a licensed professional in the field, you know, because I did that at my concert last year for my birthday. I had a concert where we had a licensed therapist who's shout out to my bro Miguel Rodriguez, phenomenal like Christian poet. We had him give me like a micro therapy session on stage. So we would do maybe like 15 minutes of music. Then we had an actual sofa for the sofa sessions, actual sofa on the stage. We just sat and had a real conversation for like maybe 10 minutes. Then went back to the music. They had another one for maybe like 8 minutes. Back to the music, and then tapped it off with just like a final word. And it was dope. We had like a lot of people tapped in who were, trying to hit him up to see if they could connect with him, and just like other, mental health advocates we had in the joint as well. And somebody said to me, really like touched me, but it was like, it's dope seeing like you as a black man doing this. You know what I mean? Like you don't really see like straight black men in rap do something like this, be this vulnerable, not only in the music, but to have conversations about your life on topics, that might be deemed uncomfortable.
Man.
Yeah, that was actually one of mine.
I
plan to do that concert again. When I do, I'm definitely send y'all the invite, man.
For sure.
Appreciate that.
For sure. Yeah, but listen, man, we're getting late into this, man. I want you to let people know how they can get a hold of you and how they can, check the music and everything.
For sure. First and foremost, man, shout out to both of y'all for once again allowing me to, even be on y'all platform, man. Definitely appreciate that. I love what y'all doing. I love how y'all mix the artistries with, up and coming artists like myself, and then, just with real topics. You know what I mean? So thank y'all again for that. Y'all can follow me everywhere at RQTek. Again, that's RQTek. It's actually an acronym. It stands for Righteous Quest That Enters Kingdom, because I feel like everybody should be on a quest to greatness. Along with that, when I was in college, I actually did study architecture, but there's a reason why I didn't finish, because it was a lot.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
I feel you. I almost went to law school. It was a lot.
Bro, it was just to do one level. And if we had a project for like 15 stories, to do one level took about an hour and a half. So one project of 15 stories would take like 15 hours, bro. So like you really had no social life. And I didn't realize until I got into architecture how much math was in it. Like I knew a lot of math was in it. Math was always my weakest, but I was like, nah, I'm sure I can figure it out. I couldn't, man. It was a lot. I said, man, we gonna try this rap thing. We'll see what God got for the kid.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
That's dope.
That's it, man. Wow. So listen, bro, we want to say we appreciate you, man. I'm definitely much more interested in getting this album. Not to say that I wasn't before, but this interview, man, has definitely opened my eyes to be much more interested in you as an artist, not only as a rapper, but also now as a producer, which I wasn't aware of prior to this. You know what I mean? And definitely looking forward to having you back on the show at some point. We got to get some music videos.
Oh yeah, they coming real soon, bro.
Okay. That's what's up, man. Listen, we appreciate you, man. And we look forward to having you back at some point, bro. Thank you for taking the time out to rock with us, man. And we will definitely see you next time.
Absolutely, man.
L.O.V.E, take us away with something, man. What you got lined up?
Yeah, we're gonna get into yesterday. I don't know if this is the video you was talking about, but it felt like it might have been.
Yesterday, that was one of the videos of my last album, but that video was literally, it's just footage from my the album release for that event, because it was just such, it really encompassed what the song was for me. You know what I mean?
That's it.
We'll get into
thank
it.
y'all, man, so much. Appreciate y'all, brothers.
For sure.
Absolutely. So we're gonna stay tuned. Stay blessed.
Stay blessed.
I want to say thank you, all of you, for being friends with my son. And if I had not reached out to God, I said to God, help me to raise my son to be the way that you want him to be. And I'll do my best to stand by him. The idea, the words that he put to it, it just brought back instant memories of being a single black woman, having to raise a child, be it a girl or a guy, a boy. And we clash, but we always came together in listening to one another. He heard my side, I heard his side. He might, like he said in all his music, he had to find his way. It wasn't easy, but you know what? God was always there to help me. Thank you all so much for caring for my son, being there for him as you guys are. And I just want to say thank you for the birthday cake and surprise.
Our pleasure.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just how you gotta do it, like, you know what I mean? Go!
Whatever happened to yesterday, tomorrow is today, I guess. It feels like time is passing away. Whatever happened to yesterday, tomorrow is today, I guess. It feels like time is passing away.
Oh man, what happened to yesterday? Feel like I was just on my knees bedside to break. Stress kinda got me, so I soon made sure to grade. I was 13 when I knew that rap was here to stay. God got me through a lot, I swear that I ain't lying. The truth can be hard to find, like your phone on silent. My adolescent years, I admit I was defiant. My CD player would blast, get rich or die trying. I hear ya, I'm raised in the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger era. Ninja Turtle was next up, I fessed up. See, most of my childhood was based up in the 90s. Man, I promise that y'all couldn't find me. Had of the Turtles, see, I was Michelangelo. The way y'all would rap over beats, see, I could handle flow. Growing up, it felt weird because of two religions. My father was a Muslim and my mommy was a Christian.
Whatever happened to yesterday, tomorrow is today, I guess. It feels like time is passing away. Whatever happened to yesterday, tomorrow is today, I guess. It feels like time is passing away.
Oh man, we looking at tomorrow, but tomorrow's not promised, man. It could end in sorrow. I didn't wanna be myself, man. I love to borrow. I wanted to be Kanye, but I didn't want my jaw broke. Knew I had to change, my life was cloudy like cigar smoke. But I was catching Z's like I was battling Zorro. My boy was getting baptized, he said, yo, it's tomorrow. Finally found himself like he was searching for Waldo. After the service, he invited me to the youth group. Church on a Wednesday, nah, bro, that sound like doo-doo. But then I saw the girls who would go and they looked too true. Had me feeling goofy like the father riding Goof Troop. I decided to go, that's when my journey started. The youth leader was speaking, he went by the name of Marcus. I learned about my value and my purpose, it was sparking. Now I live my value every day to the day I'm departing, saying
whatever happened to yesterday, tomorrow is today, I guess. It feels like time is passing away. Whatever happened to yesterday, tomorrow is today, I guess.
living in today. The present is a gift, so I cannot throw it away. See, time's getting hard, hands together, I will pray. This journey is a battle that I face every day. I thank you for my yesterday, it made me who I am. Going for my dreams, cause God told me I can. But can I change the world? Yes, I am a young man. We all filled with pearls, just gotta open the clam. It's kinda crazy that I grew up just to be this way. I used to be a follower, now I lead people to his way. Still not perfect either, sometimes I do go astray. We can live like Doughboy, or we can make a choice like Trey. Some call me a Christian rapper, others call me a rapper. It doesn't matter to me, because it ain't about the rapping. Journey's not set, what truly matters is to try. I think yesterday, today, hoping tomorrow will rise.
Whatever happened to yesterday, tomorrow is today, I guess. It feels like time is passing away. Whatever happened to yesterday, tomorrow is today, I guess. It feels like time is passing away.
To follow God and love you and never dash. Driving with you by my side, that will never crash.
I'ma show you a love you ain't used to.
Something that you ain't used to.
I'ma show you a love you ain't used to.
Uh-oh, McVitie done did it again.
Whoa, look, they ain't wanna come do it with me, so guess I'll do it alone. For someone who never doing nothing, you always doing the most. I ain't have much coming up, but somehow staying afloat. I was told you wanna have real faith, well, then step out the race, I'm pacing, running past chasing. Only get one, don't waste it. Love my granny, she gracious. You got a problem, then face it. Colder than ice, I'm skating. Hey, look at your soul, it's vacant. Hey, none of the fools gon' make her break me. Yeah, cold outside, went half on the heater. Birds in the track gon' sing with a reader. Talk about God, don't bring up the evil. I wanna fly, I seek out the eagle. Went to the book and hit up the Hebrew. Never discussing the secrets between you. I was on time, gon' speak if I need to. Some of them prayers I just had to bleed through. They ain't wanna come do it with me, so guess I'll do it alone. For someone who never doing nothing, you always doing the most. I ain't have much coming up, but somehow staying afloat. I was told you wanna have real faith, well, then step out the boat. Look in the eyes of the reaper, looking in the sky for a teacher. I got to find what I'm seeking. I'm passing, going, not passing no judgment. Did everything that they said that I couldn't. Said I was off and you knew that I wasn't. Gotta be me, soon I'm buzzing. I'ma get to it, ain't needed to feature. I never be thirsty, don't act like I need you. I never be Percy, I still keep it P, man. I link with the Savior, no limits on me. Boy, you shoot me, they got heaven on me. Yeah. Y'all act so much, think I'm watching TV. Look, they ain't wanna come do it with me, so guess I'll do it alone. For someone who never doing nothing, you always doing the most. I ain't have much coming up, but somehow staying afloat. I was told you wanna have real faith, well, then step out the boat. They ain't wanna come do it with me, so guess I'll do it alone. For someone who never doing nothing, you always doing the most. I ain't have much coming up, but somehow staying afloat. I was told you wanna have real faith, well, then step out the boat.
Rise up worldwide. You know how we do, man. Listen, if y'all just tuning in, we had a dope interview with my man RQTek, where not only did we talk about the music, we spoke about movies, we spoke about everything. His passion. We uncovered the fact that he is actually a producer, that he's producing his own music, and it's still dope because not everybody can rap and produce, and both of them be dope. You know what I mean? A lot of times you see one person who's a great rapper, not so great at production, or great at production, not so great at rapping. You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna tap in.
Facts.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that he was a producer, so I'm gonna tap in.
I didn't either. So like
He
that
got
makes
range.
me much more interested to hear the album for sure.
Yeah.
You know, so let's talk about Black Lives Matter. This is disappointing for me to talk about this, y'all, because I do support the movement of Black Lives Matter. The organization, however, has had quite a bit of things go wrong and actually have tarnished the movement because of what they have done as an organization. The Black Lives Matter organizations, the finances, according to this article, which you can all go read, it's on Black Enterprise. Their finances are in the red. Tax documents show that BLM's Global Network Foundation ended the financial year with 8 million, almost 600,000, while still owing millions to organizers and relatives of co-founder Patrice Colliers, and that's according to the New York Post. Right? The filings highlight how the nonprofit recorded revenue of 8.5 million, with more than half that's more than half of the 17 million the organization actually spent. So they basically spent double what they earned. Crazy, right? Now, Paul Colliers, one of the founder, according to this, he paid himself 125,000 plus another 15,000 in other compensation, which that's a drop in the bucket. I'm going to be honest, that's not that much to me, especially if you're raising a huge organization, as what he did. Should have paid himself more, but he paid himself 125 plus another 15. Right? Some people say that's a lot. It's okay. However, his security firm, which is called Black Ties LLC, was paid much more than that. They were paid an estimated 756,000 in compensation for, or in business for, obviously, security. Now, a new team member, Shalomaya Bowers, who replaced the Collier's sister, because it was a brother and sister that founded it, and the sister left the organization due to financial concerns. She was replaced by Shalomaya Bowers, right? This Bowers has also been accused of mismanaging money. In the lawsuit from the sister organization Black Lives Matter's Grassroots, the group accused Bowers of blazing a path of irreparable harm to the BLM and transferring millions to Bowers' own coffers. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the show, this is personal for me because, listen, if I see organizations do terrible things, right? Especially, I'll call out an organization from the Wahite tribe for doing the wrong thing with their money. So I have to be fair. And when our own messes up their finances, you got to call them out too, right? You can't just be one-sided. We can't be Fox News out here. Right? We got to actually...
So you tried it.
Listen.
I know that was bait. You tried it. God working on me.
Just a little bit. Yeah, so you got to be fair, right? When our organizations don't do the right things, right? It damages the opportunity for others even more because there's an expectation that we're going to fail. There's an expectation that money won't be handled properly. There's an expectation that dealing with us and our businesses, you're getting less than the quality you would get from other cultures, right? And it's unfortunate because the fact that these organizations took advantage of people in their worst situations, right? They took advantage of the fact that, what's his name was choked out Derek Chauvin killed George Floyd, and other people that they were supposedly raising money for, that those families didn't see it. You know, they took advantage of everyone's kindness and took advantage of the fact that, you know, a bad situation happened, and where people thought they were helping out those in need, they were really just making someone rich. And that's what has given Black Lives Matter a bad reputation. You know, and it's terrible, because now when you see it, when you see that, it's just, it hurts.
Yeah, there's a bad taste in your mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, it hurts. I feel like it hurts because, you know, because the next time someone tries to do something from our perspective, that's going to be the standard. Oh, okay, well, the last time someone did something like what you want to do, this is what happened. You know? And of course, it's going to, like, I'm not going to say that there aren't other organizations that have done scammy things, right? But when we do it, we know that there is light held to it higher or more so than others. You know, I apologize, my words aren't coming clearly, but
we're held to a higher standard, you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And honestly, we have to hold ourselves to a higher standard. I know for a fact, me being in finance, when I go to help someone with life insurance, I know that when I walk into the room versus when someone else walks into the room, I have to be the most knowledgeable in the room. I have to be the most accommodating. I have to be the most friendly. I have to be, you know, a lot of things that other people don't have to worry about. I have to disarm the what people think about me when they see me. I know that I'm a very large black man. So when I walk into a room, sometimes it's intimidating. So I have to disarm you with kindness and comedy before we even get into the meat and potatoes. Let me show you that I'm I'm okay, that I'm non-threatening. Let me show you that I'm knowledgeable. You know, let me show you that I'm well dressed. You know what I'm saying? All of this before I really get into what I'm actually there for. So,
sounds like you got to move to the South.
I am.
Yes, you are, obviously. Nah, but I mean, just before we talk about the race and all that other stuff, honestly, I do, and this probably is controversial, but I think the Northeast is more racist than the South. I think we portray the South to be far more racist, but from my experience, at least, my experience personally, don't get me wrong, I know there's racism down here. I know there's still sundown towns down here. You know what I mean? So I know that there's racism out here, but I experienced on a normal, regular basis, racism in New York City every day that I don't experience here. So
that's the truth.
To be honest,
that's the truth.
That's what my come away was. Is I think the Northeast is far more racist. But that's a whole nother topic.
Redlining is much more.
Whole nother topic. Hold on,
because
they did it in Cali
things
too.
Like redlining is much more. Redlining?
Yeah, they did redlining in Cali. Compton, yeah,
they do it here. They did it here too, like for sure. Absolutely. You know, it's just one of those things. Like you're right in a lot of sense, and then in New York, the what we experience here, it's not overt racism, right? It's very passive, but it's very prevalent, but it's passive.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's another show. That's another show. It's another show. Another show. Let's talk about.
You're right. You're right. That'll go all the way off.
Yeah. And speaking about racism, I think. Listen, hand claps to Candace Owens. Thank you, Candace Owens, for shedding the light on this with her documentary. I forget what it's called now, but I did watch it months ago when she, blew the lid open, wide open on this. You know what I mean? And exposed the I don't want to say exposed because it was already out there that BLM was doing this type of stuff. But I think on a larger scale, she was able to put this under a microscope now. You know what I mean? So you know, in the documentary, you can she goes to their house. You know what I mean? That they bought several houses. I mean, all of this money that they spent. And I think they made close to almost $1 billion. I think it was the actual final number, or not? Excuse me, not $1 billion. I'm bugging. Almost 100 million. They made like 90 million total. I think it was 90 million total. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of donations that y'all took it, and you put it toward the brother, $1 million toward his security firm, right? You allowed. And this is what I think the actual agenda is, the LGBTQ to become the actual benefiters financially. You have all these different LGBTQ organizations that was getting handouts from BLM.
Right.
That's not a part of the agenda.
Right.
You know what I mean? So this, actually it was a part of the agenda because this is what it is now. Were they trying to roll, they not even trying, they are rolling in LGBTQ with black issues. You know what I mean? Which is another unpopular thing. Now I understand real quick. I understand why Ron DeSantis didn't allow that bill to go through for the schools because LGBTQ was rolled up in there. So makes me think, well, this wasn't about, he didn't turn it down for black folk. He turned it down because extra was rolled into it that they trying to, you know, shimmy that in right under, you know, our issues. So yeah,
I have to agree with you on that. I have to agree with you 100%. Granted, are they both different? Are they both struggles of people that have been marginalized to a certain degree? Yes, but they are not the same. And I don't think that they should be clumped together the way they are, because they're not the same struggle. One is a choice, one you're born with. And regardless of how you want to claim what your preference is, you still can make a choice about who you take to your bed, right? When I wake up in the morning, I don't have a choice on what my skin color is or how the hair on my head grows. Those are not choices. So the fact that they clump them together like Black Lives Matter and LGBTQ, I can't support that, because one is, you know, those are two separate issues, two completely separate issues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it actually cheapens the Black Lives Matter side of it, because what happens is the LGBTQ side of it gets so much more light shined on that when it comes to the actual Black lives being hurt or damaged or, you know, or whatever, it doesn't get as much shine anymore, which was the issue that started it all, that started BLM. So yes, I think they should be separate, and I definitely don't believe that they need to be clumped together at all. In fact, there's so many things that are clumped together. There's funny. I follow this account on IG, and it's called Gays Against Groomers, right?
Oh yeah.
And some of the things that they say are like, whoa. Like one of the posts that I saw this morning, they said that, you know, Memorial Day is one day for people who actually died for our rights, for people who actually died for our freedoms here in this country, and they get one day. But LGBTQ gets a whole month. We don't want this month. Give that to the people who died. Give that to the veterans and to, you know, the people who gave their lives so that we could have these freedoms. There should be a Veterans Month instead of a Memorial Month, as opposed to an LGBTQ month. And I said, wow, like that made so much sense.
Right.
You know what I mean? That makes so much sense. Now, again, I'm not trying to take anything away from the LGBTQ community. You know what I mean? Listen, you have your rights. You have the freedom of expression. You have certain human rights that you should have. I agree that you should have them as human beings. You do have your freedom of choice as human beings, right? But again, it's a separate issue.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say we also need to check our social justice advocates out here. You know, Al Sharptons, you know what I mean? The Mysons, all of these people who, listen, there are allegations out there about them too, that they've done the same things. I think I brought it up on the show before. Tamir Rice's moms is still talking about, I haven't seen no money. Meanwhile, you got these advocates out here who getting rich off of the plight and death of black folks. I think they call them ambulance chasers. You know what I mean? They don't show up. You don't see them when we just talking and trying to solve black issues. I don't see them. But when let something happen, they out there. They're the first ones you see because there's a check attached. I'm just saying, you need to watch them.
Wow, I've heard that expression used when it came to like reporters who do certain things, who only report when there's emergencies. They don't report on things when it matters.
Right.
So that could very well be a real thing.
I think it is.
So
I think it is. I don't know how much proof is out there, but I would love to talk with the mother of Tamir Rice or someone to
the mother of Tamir Rice, the family
crazy.
Of George Floyd, any of them.
Yeah.
Any of them I think would be a really great idea if we could get them on. So let's work on that. Let's see if we can get them on and talk about it, man. So listen, let's get into some more music. What you got lined up for us, LNF?
You know what? We're gonna get into this new Eshon Burgundy, Home of the Brave.
Let's do it. Rise up worldwide. Stay tuned. Stay blessed.
So what, they gave you some money, you think they don't still hate you? How old are you boys? I know some secrets about the street they never told to you boys. It been hunting season, tags on their toes of you boys. You got a trap with demons on lock, they got the code for you boys. This country so deceiving, hands around the throat of you boys. You brand this chrome and kill your own, they start promoting you boys. The KKK can't get a bar from you, what's holding you boys? Your false god is starving you, take back what's older you boys. Are you the devil's pawn, keeping your metal drawn? Post federal bonds, for you I got several psalms. Hands off me like 7 arms, can't copy what has no form. Take the phrase Messiah saves, take my name then add it on. I'd impress you with a paddock on, but the scripture tatted on my arm. It's sick in this fallen world, dark priests in the Vatican. They traffic the bodies of women and children you hate. Lavish you with temporary riches, concealing your fate. You digging ditches for black people on every tape. Must be mind control that's on the soul of you rappers today. And you speaking deaf, that's why a lot of you passing away. And the label get a check for you long as the people check for you, yeah. Insurance fraud probably the reason for the death of you. They sent the killer in your detail, just let the weapon through. Ooh, they got you hot with the big letters at the festival. You know Negroes feel special when it's more legible. Your publicist got busy, put you on top of the city, put you at brunch with Diddy. They bout to do you like Biggie. Sacrifice, fulfilling your lustful appetite, just to put your body in the afterlife. It's crazy.
Rise up worldwide. Woo, man,
Message.
That was Eshon Burgundy don't play no games, man. Like he brings the fire every time, bro. I remember one KCA, there was like 8 songs that he was on that was nominated for some type of award. Literally 8 songs he was on them. So
legend, bro. He a legend. Yeah. And in real life, good dude.
Word.
You know,
facts.
I was able to meet him.
Shout out to my man Jay is L.A. Appreciate you rocking with us, bro. So listen, let's talk about this NBA Finals while we got a few minutes left. And so listen, y'all know, Eastern Conference, Western Conference Finals. The Eastern Conference Finals is over, and the Western Conference was over, right? The Denver Nuggets swept my boys, the Lakers, which that's not my team, but I am a LeBron fan, right? I don't know how that happened, but they swept them 4 games straight.
They weren't that good. They overperformed in the playoffs.
They overperformed.
Yeah. Listen, the Lakers were not having a great season. They traded Westbrook and they turned things around somewhat, right?
Yes.
Oh, pause. What's going on there?
Hold on, got my computer.
Up.
My computer just went crazy. Hold on, let me just get this back together.
Oh man. So anyway, so I think the Lakers weren't as good as people were portraying them. A lot of people were favoring them to go to the finals and play Boston. I think there was a player who actually was like the Lakers and the Celtics, like there was like a script, the NBA script for them to come out. You know what I mean? And there's no script, bro. Like I don't think that the NBA is ready. But the Lakers, I don't think they were that good. Joe having technical issues. I don't think the Lakers were that good, man.
Man, for you to even say that, it hurts my feelings. Can you at least hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so while I'm working on this camera, I don't know what is going on. So first off, for you to say the Lakers weren't that good is like, bro, you bugging. They started off tough, right? And let's be honest, they didn't have great seasons. But to say that they weren't that good, listen.
They got swept for a reason.
Nah, they got swept because the Nuggets are just that team this year. They are, right? And listen, I can admit that them boys is bringing the heat, and they're not playing. They all gas, right? Now, it also shows that LeBron. It showed LeBron's mortality. He can't carry a team to the finals like he used to. Like when he carried that Cleveland team to the finals the second time without Kyrie, that was just him being a beast of a baller, straight up. Now, here we are, fast forward, he's not able to do it again because he's 38 years old, still playing at a near MVP level. Still playing at that level, right?
MVP level? I don't know. No.
I said near. I didn't say MVP. I said near. Right? Because, listen, to be 38 and still able to ball at that level, there's nobody in the league that did that.
No, I think this is all time. What we're seeing is all time greatness.
Absolutely,
LeBron is all time great. We haven't seen in history anybody this good, this old. Nobody has been this good.
Ever.
You know what I mean? Everybody's been a role player. Jordan probably came the closest. You know what I mean? Scoring 20.
Right.
So yeah, I give him that. But them as a team, this is no LeBron is gonna carry you to 50 wins just because he's LeBron. That's over. They're not that good.
Right. So now they got swept, and yeah, we're gonna see what happens with LeBron, because he even mentioned that he's gonna have to do some thinking and consider retirement. And I think that if he retires, then people will finally give him the respect he deserves, because let's be honest, the man, for 20 years, LeBron has literally done almost everything perfect, right? He's had an amazing career, 4 championships. He's had 10 basically almost 10, I think, at bats, meaning he got to the championship series 10 times, right? He's got MVPs and finals MVPs, regular season MVPs. He's done everything. He's had one wife, no outside drama. You know what I mean? Like he ain't got no
reported. I remember when y'all went to China on in the summer for the Olympics. I remember the reports.
In any case,
MCP3 and Carmelo Anthony. I remember.
No, listen, there's no real.
You ain't heard it from me though.
There's no real drama other than speculation, right? The man has been basically perfect his entire career, right? And people don't respect that. They, it's so many LeBron haters. Like, it's like, yo, people literally have accounts dedicated to just hating on LeBron. That's how great the man is. Like, and as a side note, when did it become popular to be the hater? Like, that's just, what I mean? We might need to do a whole show on why is it popular to hate. But in any case, I'm gonna get off my LeBron stance, right? Because I end up defending him like Mike Todd.
Yeah, crazy. We supposed to be talking about the finals. You here talking about LeBron James apologists? You know what I mean?
I'm gonna just add him to the list.
Yeah.
Mike Todd, LeBron James.
He does get unnecessary heat though, because the dude is great.
Gospel,
We let that go. You keep bringing it back. Every time I try to leave. All right, anyway.
So now let's switch on over to the Eastern Conference Finals. Right, a week ago, Miami was up 3-0 on the Boston Celtics. Right, Boston made a phenomenal comeback to take it to Game 7. They won 3 games straight to take it to Game 7 in Boston. Right. In fact, they were favored to win, but Miami, Jimmy Butler, aka Jimmy Buckets, did not come to play, and they smacked them boys down in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. And listen, not only did they do it, not only did they win the game, but they won in style. Like, it wasn't even close. Like, in the last 2 minutes, the Boston Celtics pulled all his starters. Like, all right, this is over. Get out.
Yeah.
Get out. Like, because y'all not even playing. Now, I have to say, this series kind of made me question a lot of things. Because, one, I've never been a Celtics fan, right? Especially being in New York. Certain teams you just cannot root for being from New York. You cannot root for Boston. You cannot root for Philly if you were in New York. That just can't happen. Right? So when Boston played the Celtics, I couldn't root for either teams. I mean, when Boston played Philly, let me get my facts straight. I couldn't root for either team. Right? And but at the time I wanted Philly to win because I do like Joel Embiid. But I will say Jason Tatum impressed me. I knew he was a beast, but I'm telling y'all right now, I think Jason Tatum is next up to lead the league. I really think he's next up.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm telling y'all, by the time LeBron retires, Jason Tatum is next up to lead the league.
In scoring or?
Like as a potential
actual
MVP. Legacy, all of that. Like I think he has the demeanor. I think he has the skill set. I think it's a lot of things that you have to consider with that in mind. And I think Jason Tatum is next up.
Okay. Yeah, I would disagree. He's on my list of the weakest mental superstars that there are in the league. KD, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Tatum. Can't get it done. None of them can get it done. Last year, this is where my thoughts started. Last year, watching him in the finals, choking in the finals, turning the ball over in the last games, into games, can't get it done, don't want to shoot, scared to play. Jason Tatum, in my opinion, is one of the weakest, mentally weak superstars that we have in the league. The boy got talent. The boy is nice. I'll put him on my fantasy team, but thank God that fantasy is over before the playoffs start because he ain't showing up.
All
right?
Jesus.
Listen, it is what it is. The only reason that they came back, in my opinion, is on the Heat. Bam Adebayo is not playing up to standard. That boy is nice. I don't understand why he's not putting up 20 and 10 every game. He should be, with as good as he is. That boy is nice. He should be. He's an all-star. He should be putting up those type of numbers. Boston, I think they were the number 1 seed. They should have wiped the floor with Miami. A Miami that, and I got to give it to Jimmy Butler. They're playing. Them as a team, I would say, is playing great. But they still are not as good as they should be, if you're asking me. You got Kyle Lowry, who's playing way under. He's not even starting no more. Tyler Hero, I think, is out. Or has been at least.
Yep, he's out.
And and like I said, Bam not playing up to standard.
And Oladipo is out too.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. And he's a good bench player to have. So, like, y'all should have wiped the floor with them. And if you're telling me, if this was LeBron back on the Cavs, this Celtics team would have been gone. Right after LeBron got off the Heat, that was peak LeBron. Those Heat in early Cavs years, he was peak LeBron, taking over games, playing with Dellavedova and Tristan Thompson, and beating the Warriors. So, to me, Jason Tatum is cemented this year, mentally weak.
Wow. So I hear you. I agree that he has not gotten it done. To say that he's mentally weak, though, I wouldn't go that far. I just remember that he's only 25 years old, right? Neither Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, none of them won anything until they were at least 27. All three of them. Meaning, people could have said the same thing about them, which they did. They said LeBron couldn't win anything until, they said he wasn't clutch. No,
he won early with Shaq.
Well, yes,
Year 3.
But it was Shaq that carried them, right?
It was that three-peat was Kobe Shaq.
That
was Kobe Shaq
in that order. It was Shaq's team.
He was the big fella, yeah.
It was Shaq's team, but without Shaq, Kobe wouldn't have won. You know what I mean? Kobe became the man. I think that third one, he became the man. And then the next two that he won with Paul Gasol and Derek Fisher, right? He was the man. But the ones that he won where he wasn't the man those are Shaq's chips. Easy.
Dang. Okay.
Those are Shaq's chips.
Those are Shaq's.
Shaq's chips.
So, then let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Does KD have a chip in your mind?
Definitely.
So those were Shaq's chips with only Shaq and Kobe and then role players.
No.
You give it to KD?
No. Shaq, Shaq was the best player on the team. Therefore, that's Shaq's chips. When KD was in his chips that he got in Golden State, he was the best player on the team. He got Finals MVP both years.
Yeah, because you play in NBA 2K. There's a player who's rated 99 on free agency, and somehow you picked him up because you got extra cap money.
Listen, they didn't cheat, right? Everybody wants to play the best players on the team. They just were able to do it in real life. I don't care who you are. If you got a chance to pick up the best player, if you play a pickup basketball and you're team captain and I'm team captain, you go first, tell me you're not picking the best player on the court.
Yeah, that's not my problem. My problem is he's never been able to show that he can win.
He wanted
to go to Phoenix so bad, finally got traded to Phoenix and then did nothing.
He was, first off, he was only there half a season. Secondly, Chris Paul was hurt, so he didn't have.
They played better without him.
That's debatable. Right? Chris Paul was hurt, and secondly, he'd only been with the team half a season, so I don't think that's enough time to really build.
How many passes you gonna give that man?
What I'm saying is, I don't think that was. I never thought Phoenix was really gonna do it. Let's just keep that a buck. Phoenix is not the team to do it.
We talking about KD.
Yeah. Listen, you could be the best player, but listen, basketball is a team sport. You could be the best player in the world, but you can't win in the playoffs at the NBA level without having a strong supporting cast. Listen, Jordan could not win anything until Pippen got there. And even then, they still didn't win anything until they had a third, which first they had Horace Grant for the first three, and then the second three, they had Dennis Rodman.
Mm.
So you need strong supporting casts, right? Kobe didn't do it by himself. He had Shaq the first three. Then the second three, he had Paul Gasol and Derek Fisher, and he had the other black dude. He was a center forward. Not Lamar Odom.
Andrew, man, what was his name?
Yes, Lamar
he was
Odom.
Supposed to be nice. Andrew
Something. Right, but
Bynum.
he had right Bynum. That's it. He had strong supporting cast, and even Shaq said it on TNT several times. You're not winning a championship unless you have strong others, because your stars, they're going to give you 10 and 25 points, whatever. But you need your stars to step up to take you over the hump. Because if you're up, you listen. What's his name? The game that the Lakers lost in that last game, like you said, his team sucks. But LeBron dropped 40 in the game that they lost, but nobody else contributed. You can't win without a strong team. You just cannot. You might win a game here or two or there. You might win some regular season games, but you're not gonna win the chip unless you got a strong team. It's just not gonna happen, right? So, with that being said, I knew Phoenix wasn't gonna do it this year. I had a feeling the Nets had the opportunity, but they couldn't get it together because of ego and mismanagement and all kinds of issues, right? Honestly, if we'd have traded Kyrie, I think things could have been a lot better. Truth be told, if we'd have traded Kyrie a year ago, before we got rid of James Harden, I think Harden and KD could have made some things work together.
No.
Okay.
They had their chance. Kyrie was out. He did get suspended, so they had their chance.
And they were doing well. But they were hurt. They were hurt.
Regular season, bro. I don't care nothing about no regular season. Regular season don't matter. That's why I don't even watch it.
Here's the thing: when Kyrie was out, they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, but Harden was hurt, and they lost to the Bucks, who eventually went on to win it all. But if Harden wasn't hurt, they could have beat them and went on. But Harden was hurt, and Kyrie was hurt and couldn't even play. And KD carried them to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Excuses.
Nah, these are facts. It's a difference between excuses and facts. This is what happened. This isn't an excuse.
Excuses. They've never proved it.
Oh my God.
Moving on.
Okay.
What's your predictions for the finals?
I said the Nuggets are going to win it.
Of course.
4-2. And 2 is pushing it. I think it could be 4-1.
I think Nuggets win in a clean sweep.
Ooh, you don't think Miami going to get one?
I don't think they're going to get one.
Ooh.
The way that they played against Boston, they're not going to get one. You can't do that against Denver. It's Jokic year. They robbed that white boy of his third MVP and gave it to Embiid. Embiid ain't deserve that. Give it back to Joker. That's his MVP.
I don't know about that because Embiid balled this year.
Embiid,
he really did.
Where he at? He at home.
That don't mean he didn't ball though. Remember, MVP is an individual award, and his team would be nowhere without him.
His team has James Harden, Maxey.
Like I said, his team would be nowhere without him.
2 other 20-point scorers. Give me Jokic any day. Who's the only 20-point scorer on his team. He got Jamal Murray off of I think it was like ACL injury or something like that. Just coming back. Homeboy with I forget what his name is with the back injury. Carter Williams, I think.
Right.
Is it Carter Williams? Michael Carter Williams. Yeah. With the back injury. That man carries that team day in, day out. Whether there's injuries, no matter what, that man deserved 3 in a row MVPs. Should have made history. And I hope I get him on my fantasy team. But clean sweep. They're gonna sweep him clean.
Okay. All right. We'll follow up next week, and we'll see how it plays out. Game 1 is this Friday, I believe. So let's check it out this Friday. See how that goes. So we'll be checking out Game 1 and that new RQTek EP coming out.
Sir. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So y'all have a busy Friday coming up, and we're gonna make it rock. So listen, that brings us to the end of our show. We want to thank you all for rocking with us. We appreciate each and every one of you that tuned in with us, and we want to make sure that we can continue to see you each and every week rocking with us on the same bat time, same bat channel, right here on Rise Up Worldwide. We will see y'all next week. Love y'all. Peace in the Middle East.